Feminism make my guy trope.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Honest Conversations, where, of course, we have honest conversations about things. Today's episode is around something I've been thinking about for a while, which is feminism. I have conversations with people where I always say that feminism is a response, right? And in this video, we just want to kind of talk about that. How, in what ways is a response, and how does that affect your perspective of it, or what does that mean for you, right? So I have Sheriff on the show, and Sheriff will be having that conversation with me. So yeah, let's get to it.
Well, first of all, honest conversation, we need alcohol.
For you, I'm honest every day.
Honest.
I'm honest whether I've drunk or not. So I mean,
but sometimes your honesty might be like,
please, I'm honest. Guys. Thank you for each man will carry his own honesty. So the idea that feminism is a response.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Or do you even think that that's valid? First of all.
Yeah, first of all, me, I believe it's 100%. I believe it is valid. It is a reaction. It's a response. It's a response to years of patriarchy, right? And it's a response to the system that created that, that whole imbalance, right? So, and that's why I feel it's a response, right? And I would hope it's a response to a system and not a response to individuals.
Yes.
Right? Because for the most part, we can both agree that we agree genuinely. It's not just for the cameras. Like, we agree genuinely that feminism is a response and it's valid, right? So, however, if you're now responding to me as a person,
just by being an ally.
I'm an ally. Like, and before we started shooting, you can admit that, like, most allies don't want to, don't feel the need to come out publicly to say, hey, I'm an ally, because it might just be you're looking for the attention, So
for the most part, that's how almost everybody will look for.
Oh yeah, it's just so in my mind, I'm thinking, right, it's a response, but I think it should be directed at the system all the time, and not to individuals, because even because that way it becomes, I don't know if I can say, like, an unfair response, because you've now created a system where the men have to now continually tell you, I'm an ally, I'm an ally, I'm an ally, like, every time, and even the more we have to keep convincing you, the more we'll start lying to ourselves, because we still have a lot to learn. Like, we have a lot to unlearn as well. So, but if I want to keep
being an ally, does not mean we're not involved in the whole patriarchy thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's still parts of us that are still they're still there.
It's still there. Like, so I just feel, but if it's directed at the system every time, it's like when somebody says something stupid.
Yeah.
And you don't call the person stupid. You say, okay, what you've said is stupid. Right? So if I say, exactly, for these reasons, right? So if I say something very, like, misogynist, I think you should tell me that what you said is that, not that me
just scum.
I am scum. Like, you might just say, oh, that's scum behavior, right? Like, don't put it to me, because I feel like it will not be an attack. And guess what? I will respond.
Yeah, everybody use another response.
It's not another response.
Your response to your response. I think that's you just described Twitter. Your response to the response, because you feel like something in their response
exactly
struck you. Like, I have to give back. Yeah.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the same page. To be fair, I think that it's clearly a response. Like, something triggered something, and the way I like to think about it is that it's like when you see two children fighting. And one, you catch one hitting the other one. Yeah. Most times, almost every time, the story is, he hit me first.
Exactly.
And very easily, you may want to focus on the punch that you saw, because that punch was very heavy. You do not see that guy. You not see that guy's zone.
Yeah.
And you did not hear that guy's when you just know that this guy is so pained that he had to give this kind of heavy punch. Now, it's easy to focus on how heavy the punch is and not remember what the trigger was.
Sure.
And that does not in any way say I'm justifying the punch. It just means that don't treat the punch in isolation. So for me, it's a similar thing. There's something that has led to this behavior. I don't think my outright move is to start questioning what people are doing or why are you too extreme with it, why you stop fighting everybody, which is valid because there are times when it goes extreme. It's humans all the same driving it, so they overdo. But I don't think that my first move would be to say, oh, why are you fighting this way? My first move is to say, why do you even need to fight in the first place? And if you need to fight, my next question is, how am I contributing to your reason for fighting? So I'm more focused on what I control. Like, somebody did something to you, a couple of, or my gender has been doing things to you. Me too in some ways, maybe subtly without even being conscious of it. How do I not contribute to this is where I'm coming from. So rather than critique how they are responding, I think the first question is, why was there a need for a response? And that's where we should start from. And it's kind of like an analogy I give about like going to war, right? If you're fighting, if people are going to war and then somebody carries a bazooka, and then I'm like, yo, it's just the small people who are fighting. You don't need bazooka, just take a knife.
But there's a line that says all is fair in love
I'm like,
and war. So if I come with a bazooka,
please let's go with it. Like you're now like, no, bazooka is too much, take a knife. And then the tricky part is that you look at me and I'm going to the same war with nothing. Or I'm not even going to the war at all. But I'm telling you how to go to the front line and how to go and die. So that's where I feel like.
Okay, so you said two things, First of all, let's ask why they have to respond that way. Why feminism is that kind of response, And I think we both agree. Like we know what the action was. So this response is valid. And you said something else that you said something like. You said something like, let us ask how we can make it better.
Yes.
Right? Because now I've heard a rebuttal for this. Again, we said 2 times like
it's a normal thing.
A rap battle.
I will never have any conversation.
Like, there's performance, there's aggression.
It's not necessary.
There's rebuttal. Yeah. But I've heard a rebuttal for this. The rebuttal is, why should I go and educate yourself? Like, why should I'm the one being oppressed.
No. When I say ask, I'm not saying ask women.
Okay, so
I'm saying ask yourself.
But the thing is, again, going back to the fact that we are still learning and unlearning. So what do you want to ask yourself when you don't even, like, you want to ask yourself something you don't know?
No. So, see, first, there's a couple of things going on. Now these people are responding. In their response, you can see what the pain is.
Okay, so how do you tell you can see what the pain is, right? However, maybe you are listening to I'm going to use this word because I'm just going to say extreme feminist and e-feminist, right? Let's say you are responding to an e-feminist, and that extreme feminist is obviously just coming from the angle of men are trash, men are scum, they are potential rapists and all of that. That is the response, right? Now, how do you react to that particular thing that you feel in your mind? You're like, first of all these things, trash, scum, potential rapists, you're like, all these things are untrue, right? So how do you react to that? Again, are you going to dismiss it and say,
I cannot tell everybody how to react, right? But here's my reaction. When somebody says stuff like that, for the most part, they're not mad. I mean, they may be reacting in a way that you consider ridiculous. Extreme. I'm not saying they're not, which is extreme means there is a way we consider ridiculous, like it's too much in some way, right? But they are not mad in the sense that they didn't come up with it unprovoked. There was a provocation which we don't consider commensurate with the reaction, but there was a provocation.
Yeah, there was,
If I see stuff like that, I don't engage, but I ask myself, what parts of this touch me. For example, clearly when somebody says men are potential rapists, I think about that thing a lot. Men are rapists. I ask myself, and I feel like it's true. Everybody's a potential. No. So I feel like every guy is a potential rapist. Why? Because the dynamics of sexual interactions is very tricky. And in some cases, if you go by the dictionary definition, there are a couple of sexual encounters you would have had where the person would say they were not fully into it, it just happened. But you know that you were not raping anybody. Like, you know that we went out, you had drinks, you drank, you were tipsy, you started doing some stuff, I started responding, and then I pushed it further. I did not force it, but yeah, I hastened it. Maybe in your sanest mind.
And this is like in a dictionary meaning.
That's what I'm saying. So by dictionary meaning, yes. So on those kind of things,
maybe we should look at the dictionary meaning.
I'm not
dictionary meaning. The dictionary meaning is the is for the patriarchy, right? Because it protects us.
How?
Because obviously it's making it look like only if I force you.
No, I'm not protecting. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are cases where you don't force, and it can be seen as rape still.
Oh, okay.
Because still, there was somebody that was not 100%.
Yeah.
Like, it's not 100% consensual. Yeah. Like, somebody was probably in a lesser position to make a clear-headed decision.
Yeah.
And you didn't really consider that thing. So when I say it like that, my takeaway from it is that if I'm going to have any interaction with a female, it has to be 100% clear-headedness.
True.
You cannot be tipsy and me and you do anything. Something like I will keep asking, like I'll keep trying to evaluate. Are you drunk?
When it comes to sexual encounters, we should also look at. I'm sorry, maybe it's the drink, but when it comes to sexual encounters, I think we should always look at the dictionary meaning and the positionary meaning because it's very dicey.
No, but that's why I'm saying that also. Like, it's not like you are taking the so-called feminist word for what it is.
Yeah.
It is a call for self-evaluation. Is the unexamined life is not worth living. Like, if somebody says something and it's like it feels ridiculous, it's like thing they say where even when you are giving advice, despite the delivery, look for what's valuable in it.
Yeah.
The person's delivery can be way off, it can be extremist, but there is something there.
True.
I have never seen a totally off-base feminist comment that there was nothing at all I could have gotten from. I might say, oh, you're overdoing it. But I would definitely see something I'm like, okay, yeah, guys actually make women feel this way. Unintentionally, but what can I do to fix that?
Okay, see my issue with this.
For myself.
Okay, so the thing is, any extreme of something, whether it's religion or any kind of thing, it's almost like it does not have the same values as that thing itself. Like, they hide under that umbrella of that thing, but they don't share the same values.
So we're going back to what I'm saying. Why spend your energy fighting the extremism instead of picking what you can clearly see is a common touch point for that extremism? For example, if you find somebody who feels like something you are doing is very wrong, and as a result they are killing people, the evaluation or the obsession for me is not their killing of people. It is wrong that you are killing people, and I would say that. The next question is, this thing you even feel like killing people for, what's that about? And I would want to have a conversation to understand that. If there's no point for a conversation, there's no chance for a conversation, then I want to critically evaluate myself. Like, why does anybody even think this thing is so serious that they have to kill somebody? And in going through that that's almost every time you find something you can do better. It doesn't mean you are going to stop the extremism. It means you have done your own part to not feed the imbalance. So I'm not trying to be Nelson Mandela or I'm trying to change the world, I'm trying to solve it. I'm not, no. I'm trying to do what is best from my position. Like, can I stop doing this? Yes, then I stop it. Can I talk to my guy about not doing this? Then yes, I talk to my guy. Will I come out and start fighting against guys? Not really. I don't see that as productive. How many guys would I tweet at and say this thing, and that turns to a
maybe because you
a
don't
change.
even see fighting as productive.
Yeah, I don't even fight in the first place. It's
right?
not even my thing.
So people
it's hardly ever my way of solving
enjoy
problems.
fighting. So
I'm proud of them.
So
They can, that's my point about saying I will not tell you how to fight.
Yeah, yeah.
I fight mentally. I fight by giving you logic. I fight by showing you why this is a problem. I fight by giving you all the resources possible to help you make an informed decision. I will not fight by forcing it down your throat. So if somebody is fighting by trying to force it by your throat, I'm proud of you. Go on. If that's how you want to fight, I'm not going to tell you that's the wrong way to fight because I get your pain. This is how I've chosen to fight.
But those people are the ones, like you said earlier, they've shaped yeah, the ones that actually cause real change.
That's the more reason why I will not be against you. Because if everybody was fighting like me, the change will occur maybe over 100 times the number of years it would have taken. Some people need to be extreme. That's just history speaking. Yeah. Some are extreme, some are in the mid, some are negotiating, some are not even doing anything at all. Like, there will always be a spectrum of people involved. Where it's left for everybody to look at this thing for what it is and say, on what level can I sufficiently impact this thing? Can I change myself? Can I change people around me? Can I change people online? Some people can actually tweet and make change, not me.
But why do you feel it's not you?
Not me, because that's not my way of doing things. First of all, to tweet and make change online to me, you have to be ready for violence.
Oh, okay.
There's no... I mean, we know the people that tweet on Twitter. We know those women that are championing it. And ultimately, every time they tweet something, people come fighting and they have to blast them. You give me, I give you. Give me, I give you. I don't have time to give anybody. No, I don't give. Even in real life, I don't. No. I feel like it's a waste of my energy. Not because I don't consider the movement worth it, but because I am almost sure, almost 100% sure, that every conversation of give me, I give you on Twitter never ended up in anybody teaching the other person anything.
Yeah, but most times, it's the people witnessing that give me, I give you.
Okay.
It sort of like change their perspective. Because sometimes you see somebody tweet something, you might be inclined to agree, but when you click on the
and see the
response, you're like, oh, okay, this is a valid point.
Okay.
And then you're now looking to see the person's reaction to that particular point. And if there's none, hey, at this point you're thinking, that thing I thought was right. I mean, I've seen something in the comments.
But that's all the more reason why we will not stop those people that are doing it.
And no, those ones are obviously just trying to say I cannot be wrong. So they would, even when they see somebody comes with like a really good rebuttal, and they would just be like, I'm not going to address this because obviously I don't have the facilities to go against this person. So, but
would you not like? I don't think it now becomes anybody's job to be going against them.
I know. So for me, right, I feel it's not for when you see a debate going on. Like, you already have your views, I have mine, right, and then we're going, back and forth, right. So the thing is, I'm always trying to get my views out. I'm trying to get yours out as well. Now, somebody listening to us is now in that unique position where they get to compare both, because they don't have an opinion here, right? So they're like, oh, okay, let me see what this guy said. Okay, what this one said. Okay, let me now put it together.
I mean, but isn't that potentially what we're doing right now?
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing, right? And that is why, give me, I give you. You might not think you might think it's not going to be effective to the people giving each other, but it's effective to the people listening.
So that's why I appreciate those that are doing it. I still would not do it. It's not my way of engaging.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't. Even this conversation we're having is not give me.
But how many people do you? How many? Okay, so here's the thing. You might know 5 people in this life, right? And then you say you want to effect change within yourself and the people you know, right? So now that means you've been able to only change yourself and 5 other people. That's 6 people, right? However, when you go back to back with somebody online, other people listening, they might see reason. they might see that, oh, Philip is making sense.
Yeah.
And that way, you might not be the person you're doing basketballs with. You're not converting that person. However, you're converting other people.
I get it.
Yeah. So,
but the point is that there's still
so
a
it's effective
decision.
actually, especially to those people.
Yeah, it's effective for them.
Yeah.
I'm saying that for me. So there's the battle of, for a lot of people doing it again. I think I've noticed that for a lot of them, that's their natural self. They are basketballs people. Like if you give them, they'll give you. I don't want to give anybody. Like, I don't have that time. In many cases, even in real life, if you give me, I walk away. Like I don't even want to engage on that level. I prefer to have like more productive. Again, this is my perspective. I feel like these kind of conversations are more productive because in the first place, nobody's being defensive here. If I fuck up, you tell me, and I'll be like, that's something you spotted. Versus online, where in fact, sometimes the person will ignore something because they don't know what to say to that. Like it's not a product, it's fight.
Yeah.
And while yes, some onlookers will learn stuff, way more than 5 people, which is the small number I've been able to impact. I'm satisfied with the 5 I impacted by being who I am versus trying to be a thug online that I'm not. If you are good at being confrontational, then doing it online is fine, and you probably reach a lot more people. That's okay. I will not be comfortable becoming the guy that does that goes online just because I'm trying to talk about something. I prefer to do it the way I do every other thing. Have conversations like this.
Yeah, that all those online interactions is really just performance.
It's always drama. Like
it's performance.
2 friends. Somebody said something. I think on Marcus here that if you want to ruin any friendship, have it on Twitter with your closest friend. Any of them, like have it on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
This conversation we're having, it becomes a different game. Somebody will watch it and like a rebuttal you made. It will trigger me like, oh, then they fall on your side.
Yeah.
You know, they're not dragging something about your personality that is unrelated just because I want to win it.
No, true. That makes sense.
Yeah. But I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's it for today's honest conversation. Let us know in the comment section what you think about the topic. Like, what do you feel about feminism? How do you think about it? Do you support the idea of it being a response, and what is your response to that response? Till then, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. More. My threat. I swear, I don't try. So I think one thing this has revealed actually. One thing this has revealed